Namaste, dear audience. Welcome to this special talk program. Today, in this special moment, we have our special guest to talk about CIMA. CIMA, Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. What does this mean? What is it? We will be discussing with him, and we will try to know what it actually means. So, let me welcome Mr. Bradely Emer, and he is the Regional Director of CIMA. He look after South Asia, Middle East and North Africa. Let me welcome him. Welcome to Himalaya Television. Welcome to our show.
Pleasure.
First of all, tell us what is CIMA?
CIMA is, as you explained, is the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. It's a qualification that was founded in 1919 by Sir Lord Liverpool. He's the one who actually founded Unilever. The reason behind him finding this is that he wanted people to actually do proper costing of products. So it started as that, and then we became cost and work accountants, and we evolved to be, instead of cost management accountants, now we are management accountants. So CIMA is about management, CIMA is about business. We produce people who lead businesses with a financial knowledge.
Since this is a management accounts, does this basically focus on the accountancy part as well, or what does this mean? Can you please clarify?
Yes, predominantly our qualification is structured in three vertical pillars. One being enterprise management, the other being performance management, and the third being financial management. So if you look at the structure, only 1/3 of is financial management. But we teach more managing an enterprise, we teach how to manage performance. So that is why we are more oriented to business than to finance. So more into managing and creating business leaders than just finance professionals.
Okay. Since it has a long history, what is the basic theme, or what kind of situation gave birth to the CIMA, the institute?
As I mentioned, the reason why they wanted to actually launch this curriculum is to first analyze costing properly. So we actually started an Institute of Cost and Management Accountants. As the business move on, as the demand from the market evolved to be producing business leaders, CIMA curriculum also evolved to be focused on business. We don't just change our syllabus, we run our syllabus based on research. We last revised our syllabus in 2010. In doing so, we spoke to something like 13,000 business executives in 4,000 countries and asked them, 4,000 companies, and asked them, what do you want CIMA to be in the next 5 years? So based on the expected skill, CIMA qualification was changed. And our final exam is a case study. So you cannot memorize and pass the exam. So you have to apply your knowledge. So what we give them is an example of a actually failed company. And we tell them, okay, how are you going to turn it around? Looking at financial strategy, enterprise strategy, and performance strategy. So you become a rounded business leader. So you are tested in such a way. We give the business case 6 weeks ahead. We give them a scenario under which this business failed. And when you come to the exam, we change the scenario. We call it the unseen. So we suddenly create a different scenario and say, okay, now how are you going to react? That's how we test. So CIMA actually tests applied knowledge, not memorized knowledge. So when you pass out, you are someone who has the skill to suggest to the boards how to transform a business. So that's why we say we are a next generation qualification, we are about business, and you need them at every level in business, at operational level, at managerial level, at strategy level. So CIMA can put you at different level of their qualification. They can feed into a company to suit the different level of the organization.
Okay. So the basic theme, the basic objective of
is management.
Okay.
Is managing business.
It's all about managing the business. So what is the perspective of management? What is the future perspective of this subject? Can you please tell us, share something about it?
Every business leader is answerable to the investor. We need to give return on investment, number one. Number two, you need to be able to sustain the business. So you need to be able to assess risk. Number three, you need to be able to draw performance from the resources you have. So that is going to be the challenge in the future. Now, as you know, we are in a global competitive environment. We are all operating in a global market, whether we like it or not. Indirectly or directly, we are impacted by what's happening around in the world. So if you don't give global skills to our future talent, we will be outcompeted as a nation in a global market. So that's what SEMA brings in. The skill that brings in is global. So when you learn and you hire SEMA into companies, you're actually hiring global skills. So your company become globally competitive.
One can easily stand competent in the global market.
Absolutely, and you're marketable globally.
Okay.
Because it's one exam conducted at the same time across the world in 188 countries, same paper, same marking scheme. So no matter where you take the exam from, when you carry the certificate, it is acceptable globally.
Is there any institution which focus on the similar matter?
At the moment, SEMA is the only institution which is focusing on management accounting,
Okay.
which is great.
So why to choose SEMA?
See, it all depends on what you want to be. I mean, there are different professional qualifications. If you take an organization, there are different levels, and there are different organizations, professional qualifications, which feeds into different aspects of a business. SEMA is about strategy, SEMA running business. SEMA is about producing business leaders. So if a student wants to be equipped with the skills and knowledge to run a business, to direct the direction or drive a business, that's the skill that SEMA gets. So our space is between probably an MBA and a financial qualification. We are the mix of both. So anyone acquiring this qualification will actually support the business to be competitive.
Okay. So you are looking after the South Asia, Middle East and North Africa. Can you please suggest us something about the difference between these regions in terms of management accountants?
See, if you look at our region, South Asia for example, I mean, even Middle East, the labor force is predominantly from Asia, right? So you can actually couple it together, all the investment is more from the Gulf. I wonder whether you know this, 54% of South Asian population is under 20. And from the year of 2008, the economy is moving east. And it is predicted that by 2030, almost 60% of the global economy will be controlled by India and China. Having said that, if economy is going to grow in these markets, where is the talent going to be? The West is aging. It is our region which has the youth. And if you don't give our youth the skills to support the economy, there will be a bigger war for talent in the world. So we need to build that up. I took over North Africa only in August, when we know what's happening in North African countries like Syria, Libya. All this unrest is because of want of knowledge. So I see a huge potential, although it's risky for me to travel at the moment, but definitely it gives a huge potential. If you look at the youth that is coming out on the streets, what are they asking? They're asking for opportunity. They're asking for international qualification. So it lies a huge opportunity for us. So if you take our region, especially South Asia having the youthful population, we need to give them the opportunity. They will fail as a nation.
The colleges, the emerging colleges, they are also providing the knowledge regarding the same issue. So why to choose SEMA? What is the difference between the colleges or the university and the course, the institute SEMA?
There are it's two things. One is your basic academic. The degree that is given is a basic academic that you need to have. But what is getting topped up is the professional qualification. If I draw a parallel, it is like a basic need to live, the food that you take to live. The professional qualification is like the vitamin you take to become an athlete. So what makes you a corporate athlete is the professional qualification you take. But you can join a company and just live a normal life as an ordinary citizen, just taking because of you had the basic learning. But what makes you different, makes you a business athlete, is the professional qualification, the vitamin that you take to make you different. So what's happening is people are combining the academic learning with the professional learning to become a different athlete. So I mean, give you an example. We are a UK-based qualification. In the last 5 years, more than 10,000 graduates from the top 10 universities in UK after their degree has come into SEMA.
Okay.
Because the academic is one, professional is another. Because you learn how the business is done in a professional qualification. So it's a vitamin that enhances your marketability.
So it prepares one individual or the student to go to the job market or to tackle the practical life. Can we say that?
Yeah, you should actually say to become a business athlete. Today,
but the one thing is that today, in this era, in this generation, the college, they are also providing the trainings in the professional field as well, like the internship and all the provisions they have brought. So what is the difference?
No, internships gives you an exposure.
That is also a practical knowledge.
Practical experience. But then
and
you
SEMA is also providing the same thing.
No, we give you the theory as well. We teach you, for example, what is a learning period of a product. What is a break-even pricing of a product? How do you do a future value of an investment? So these are decisions you take, because the original reason I gave is how do you sustain your business? So your business sustainability will depend on the decisions that you make today. And the other thing is to become competitive, to ensure your margins are maintained. Today the business economy is not where the big eat the small. That's gone. Today the equation is where the fast beats the slow. So if a company has to be competitive, you being big or old is irrelevant. What matters is how quick you are to move in the market. So that's why you need the skill. You need athletes who got the vitamins.
Okay.
That's why professional education comes in.
Athletes who got the vitamins.
The vitamins.
So this is the basic formula of SEMA.
Professional learning. Yeah.
Okay. Who actually can join this SEMA?
Ideally, we have not restricted it. We have actually been very open because we are global. So there are different levels of education standards across the world. So what we have done is at certificate level, we have an entry qualification called Certificate of Business Accounting. So to bluntly and forthrightly answer your question, who should join? Anyone who can pass the certificate level can join SEMA. At the age of 18.
There's no specific degree level?
Because we check the skill set and the knowledge through a certificate in business accounting course. Whatever your background is, we do this because the standards, for example, if you say A-levels, right? A-levels are different from the global markets. So it will be unfair for you to have it as an A-level, because this quality of A-levels given in different markets vary. So what we have done, he said, fine, whatever your education background is, if you are 16 years of age, do our entry exam, which is called Certificate of Business Accounting, so that there's a standard qualifying level, and then you come in.
You were time and again saying about the UK body. Can you please brief us something about it?
So it was founded in London, and it was given
the main body.
The Royal Charter. So the council that runs SEMA sits in London, but they are represented by 52 members from different parts of the world. So therefore it's a global body. And we have regional offices which are operating in different areas. We have one in UK and Ireland, we have one in Europe, we have one in Africa, we have my region, and we have North Asia, Northeast Asia and Southeast Asia. So these are the 5 regions that are supporting the growth.
You just said that this is free for all. Anyone can join. Anyone who has the certificate, who has passed the certificate level can join. So if I wanted to join,
Please do.
then I can or not?
You can, absolutely you can.
In what way? How will it get benefited for me?
The board of directors will only understand numbers. Right, whether you are HR professional, whether you are IT professional, whether you are a marketing professional, when you have a proposal to the board, say if you want to launch a new product, you want to launch a new program, new talk show, what will the board want to know? Okay, how much you're going to invest, what's the cost airtime, how are you going to sell, what's the profit? These are all said in numbers. So that is the skill SEMA will give you. No matter what program, what career you are choosing, end of the day, the
basic theme of SEMA is to enhance the business, or to it basically focus on the business enhancement. So
or tell the story in numbers.
Okay.
Tell the story in numbers. So you need to be able to forecast. You need to be able to do investment analysis. You need to be able to tell them what the return on investment is. All that is in numbers, and that's what your producer will want to know. What is the cost of airtime? At what price are you going to sell it? And what is my return? Okay, it's profitable, do it. So what have you done? You have made your proposal in numbers. That's the skill SEMA brings you. That's why we say it's applicable to all.
Okay. Anyone from any discipline can join SEMA?
Ideally should have a financial background if you want to go up in career.
Okay.
You need to have management accounting background, not just auditing and accounting background. You should be able to forecast. You should be able to tell a story. You should be able to project where the business is going. That is what the board wants. In my career, I have worked with boards. Whenever you go to propose the first question, okay, how much do you want to invest? And when do I get the money back?
What is management for you?
Management for me is producing results with the minimum resources.
Okay. And management accountants?
Is telling the story in numbers.
This time you have chose Nepal. Why Nepal?
Nepal is part of number one, my region. Nepal is also part of the belt which is having youthful population. You're between two main superpowers in the world, economic superpowers. You're between China and
Nepal.
India.
India, sorry.
And look at the opportunity you have to leverage from the energy that's going to get generated. And you have the ability to supply talent to these markets. These markets are going to be dying for resources, right? China in particular. You see a lot of investment is moving there, and we all know currently the China is suffering a shortage of English educated talent. If you can raise the skill level of Nepali youth, you have a huge potential to supply talent to the superpowers on either sides.
But what about the entrepreneurship development? Because entrepreneurship is the backbone. We can say that it is the pillar to develop the country. So has it focused on that as well?
There is certain areas we cover in entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is a part of the factors of production. But the biggest challenge you will have is the right talent, because the demand is changing at faster pace than it happened last year. Bill Gates was quoted saying that the changes that happened in the last 10 years was greater than the changes happened in the last 100 years. So what he's saying is changes are happening 10 times greater speed. So the talent that is coming out of the workforce need to be flexible, adaptable, and futuristic. Entrepreneurship you can have, but then you need talent to deliver the vision.
Okay.
That is where SEMA comes in.
Okay, so you can go with that as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. And how the Nepali youth, they will be benefited from this? One is they will get chance in the global market. Besides this, what else?
See, your own...
Because spending our money, they need something more.
Absolutely.
So what else?
See, end of the day, why do we invest in education? We invest in education because we want to secure a better future. What is a better life? Better life is how much you accomplish, not necessarily in material, but in terms of creating opportunities for the others. So when you invest in a qualification, that should make you add value to society, contribute to economy, and then be ideally suited, fit for purpose, for what the future needs. So we say SEMA is not about preparing a future for you. SEMA is about preparing you for the future. So what you answer the question. So what do Nepali youth get by doing SEMA? You become future prepared.
Okay.
Because our curriculum is future oriented.
So you have launched in Nepal as well?
Yes.
And how can a Nepali student get access to it?
We launched SEMA with Westbound International College yesterday. Their classes are starting end of this month, and their tutors have been trained by Sri Lankan lecturers. We have checked them, we have checked their facilities, we have coached them up. They are ready to take off. So pick up the phone, call Westbound.
Okay. Westbound College.
Westbound International.
Westbound International.
Yes.
So it is situated in Putali Sadak.
That's exactly.
Okay. So students, if they wish to join SEMA, they definitely can contact the Westbound College and they can go to it.
Or they can go to SEMA website and choose Nepal page, and they'll have the contact details.
So this is the era of business. So businessmen, if they want to groom themselves, they have to join SEMA.
Absolutely.
Okay. And what else? Does this focus on the public sector as well?
Predominantly in UK we are very, very strong, but what we found in our markets is the pricing, the competitiveness of what you have to pay for a SEMA graduate, particularly in Sri Lankan perspective. The private sector demand is so heavy, so the amount that they pay for a SEMA qualified is much higher.
Okay.
So you don't find very many people in the public sector in Sri Lanka, but it is the reverse in Australia, it's the reverse in Canada, it's the reverse in UK. We have fair amount of SEMA qualified in the public sector.
So it depends.
It depends on the
Country's
demand and supply and the price.
Okay.
That you are
so
going to pay.
tell us something about the subject. What kind of subject do these students they have to learn during this time frame? It's 3 years course, isn't it?
It's about 2.5 years because it is structured in different levels. The first is the entry level, which is called Certificate of Business Accounting. There are 5 subjects. We do financial accounting, management accounting, business maths, economics, and business law. Then you break into the pillars. So we have the pillar of performance management, you have pillar of enterprise management, then you have pillar of financial management. So within that, that's a vertical. The horizontally, you do operational level of finance management, enterprise management, and performance management. Then you go to managerial level of the same thing, and you go to strategy level of same thing. So you help you to actually groom your way up in the organization. So your learning helps you. Okay, you have finished the operation level. That's how organization is structured. Then you go to the managerial. Then you go to senior managerial level, doing strategy levels. That's the learning that helps you to progress in the career.
What is the response in Nepal?
I'm very pleased with what I've seen. Yesterday we had a dinner for corporates, and we had the cream of the corporates. More than close to 200 people attended, and we had a press conference the previous day. The feedback I got from the corporates yesterday after the dinner, after you present the qualification, it's very encouraging. See, end of the day, every business people need to be profitable. Every business needs to be competitive in terms of their pricing. So obviously you need to control your costs. You need to be efficient in what you're doing. So they need right skill. So there is an opportunity for CIMA knowledge to come into the companies and make the local companies more competitive.
And last, this basically focus on the global business challenge. So what, according to you, is the global business challenges?
Straightforward answer is managing your costs and risks and cash flows.
Okay.
These are the three main things in the next 2 to 3 years the global economy will face. Cash flow will be number one, managing risk is the other, and keeping your costs down.
Okay.
Those are the three main things.
So if you come up with this, then you can succeed.
That's what the companies need to be doing. So you need to have people who can help you do that.
At last, this is your second visit to Nepal. How do you find Nepal?
Beautiful, very breathtaking. And I think this has heritage, this has history. People are very hospitable. It's a lovely, uncorrupt in terms of economy and nature. It's still a virgin country. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emerson, that you gave us time.
Pleasure, and thanks for your time.
Thank you so much, dear audience, that you too gave us time. And today we had a discussion on CIMA. And today we had our guest, Bradely Emerson. And thank you so much, audience, for your wonderful time. Keep watching Himalaya Television. Namaste.